On the 11th of January 1964, when the US Surgeon General published an extensive report named Smoking and Health, the information on the hazards of tobacco echoed through the public like a bomb. The century-old tradition of smoking turned into a downward spiral, and for the first time, legal restrictions on advertising and selling cigarettes were introduced. On the 13th of October 1492, Christopher Columbus wrote in his diary that the natives of the newly discovered continent smoke wrapped leaves. The first European smokers were Columbus's sailors who brought tobacco to Spain. For the Latin name of tobacco, Nicotina tabacum, Jean Nicot is accredited. The French envoy in Portugal who brought tobacco to the court of Catherine de' Medici and named it after the island of Tobago, or the Turkish tabak. The term tobacco is of Arabic origin and means vapor or smoke. The first known victim of tobacco smoke was Columbus's sailor Rodrigo de Jerez, who continued this bad habit in his native village after his return from the expedition in Cuba. All traces of him are missing since he was accused of being under the authority of the devil, and after that he was given to the Holy Inquisition because smoke was coming out from his nose and mouth. Although tobacco was initially considered as a medical plant that can cure up to 36 health problems, the Catholic Church later anathematizes smokers, and the Chinese emperor, as well as the Turkish sultan, condemned smokers to death. In Tsarist Russia, the penalties for smoking were public lashing and persecution in Siberia. France, already in 1674, was the first state to form state monopoly on tobacco, and it became the safest type of state revenue. Up until the early 19th century, people smoked tobacco only from pipes, which were a status symbol at that time, and then in 1862, the first cigarette factory started to work in Dresden. The use of cigarettes vastly increased during the First World War, when cigarettes were called the smoke of soldiers. And during the Second World War, cigarettes were included with food as legal military rations. Tobacco companies sent millions of cigarettes to soldiers for free, knowing that when they return home, they will become their regular customers. During the 1950s, the public started to talk more openly about the harmfulness of tobacco, despite the powerful advertising of tobacco companies that were sponsors of many popular programs. Dr. Ernest Winders, in 1953, revealed that the tar from cigarettes, when placed on the backs of mice, causes tumors. And in 1965, cigarette advertising on television was forever eliminated in the United Kingdom. Despite the report from the Surgeon General, American televisions continued to promote cigarettes up until 1971 due to the strong tobacco lobby. Today, tobacco companies produce more than 4,000 billion cigarettes a year, and tobacco is the cause of death for nearly half of the smokers, who on average die 15 years before non-smokers. Each year, smoking costs the global economy $500 billion through medical costs, reduction of productivity, and damage to the environment. In 1968, the first cigarettes without tobacco were released into the market, which of course completely failed.